Hey everyone, Kerry Knoll here, and today we're going to learn about the settings overview in HighLevel. So with that being said, let's get started. Welcome back. In this training video, I want to cover a little bit about the settings, right? So if we were back here on this particular page or menu in the last video, that we can scroll all the way down to the bottom, click on settings. That'll bring us in here and land us under my business profile by default. Under here, we can go in and we can add our business logo, our business name, our legal business name, our business email, our business phone number, our business website. We can pick the business niche, which doesn't really matter. There's an API key here that you can utilize for your sub account if you want. You can get the location ID up here at the top. On the right hand side, we have the physical address of the business, so we can add that information there. We can select the time zone, the platform language, outbound communication language. We can set that all up there. If we scroll down some more, on the left hand side we have business information, so we can choose the business type, the business industry, business registration ID. We can add that here as well. If it's not registered, you can check that off. Business regions of operation, so if you operate in any of these other areas, you can select them. On the right hand side we have authorized representative, so we have our name there, we have our email, we have our job position, we have our personal phone number, mobile number there. On the left hand side we have call and voice settings, so you can upload your own MP3 file or WAV file with your own outgoing voicemail message or inbound voicemail message someone calling the business would receive in here. On the right hand side we have general information that we can check off here. We have allow duplicate opportunity. We have merge Facebook contacts by name, disable contact zone, mark emails as invalid due to hard bounce, validate phone numbers when first SMS is sent to new contact, verify email address when first email is sent to new contact, make SMS compliant by adding an opt-out message, make SMS compliant by adding a sender information, make email compliant by adding an unsubscribe link to your email. You can customize each and every one of these. By default, it does have like reply stop to unsubscribe for SMS. It also has thanks and then the name of the business. By default, you can change that there too. And then underneath here for email compliant with an unsubscribe link says if you no longer wish to receive these emails, you may unsubscribe basically, and then you can modify that. So if I click on that, I can edit any of that information, and then I can apply this change to essentially all my sub accounts if I wanted to. So we have that. Then we have contact deduplication preferences, allow duplicate contact. If we want to allow it, we'll enable that. Otherwise, find existing contacts based on email or secondary preference for search option. It says optional here, which is phone number. And then we have missed call, text back, and by default this is usually enabled, and says enabled missed call, text back, and then you can save that setting there. I have it unchecked because I actually have created what I call the lead alert engine, which uses some modified workflows and such to communicate with any inbound leads coming into the system, even with missed phone calls. So therefore I don't want to use the missed call, text back default setting here inside of the account, but it's up to you. I would recommend disabling it and using the engine for it instead. So that's under business profile. Then we have company billing. This is where you're going to see all of your billing information. Right now it says add a payment method for me because I'm paying for this under the my agency level of this, so I don't have a payment method here, but you would probably see a payment method and the ability to modify or manage your subscription, even cancel your account if you want. And then under my staff, this is where you're going to add everyone who is under your team, VAs, employees, etc., even yourself. Add your name, email address, and phone number by clicking add employee and stepping through that process. Under pipelines, we have all the pipelines you get with all the various engines. By default, you'll get some of these, if not more. I don't have all the engines in this particular account, so therefore you don't see all the pipelines that are available. But if you want to create a new one, you click on the green button, create new pipeline. Then under business services, we have calendars. Same thing, you're going to see all the calendars that you have created or have come with any particular engine will be listed here. You can create new calendars by clicking the blue button. You can also go to preferences here and see where you want things to be in your calendar, like view options. Week starts on Sunday, you can choose a different day. Services, you can show service menu, rooms, equipment, etc. This is for different types of businesses. Widget preferences, here we have language and region, so by default it's English, and time format is listed there, but you can choose to do it in military time if you'd rather. View options, again, week starts on a Sunday, so that's how I have it in the preference. Availability, it says coming soon, so we don't have that yet. Connections, this is where we can connect things like make sure we have Stripe connected if we want to our calendar, so we can have folks actually pay to meet if we want to do that to ensure they actually meet at their scheduled time. They have skin in the game for that. That's what that helps with. Of course, we have ads. We can set up local service ads with our calendar. Organic booking redirect here. We can do Google organic bookings, I guess, as well. So that's all under calendar. Then we have Conversation AI. So this is some unlock the power of automated conversations, bot settings. So we have preferences here. We have it off right now. We can have suggestive or autopilot. Supported channels. We can add more channels here. Right now it's just SMS, but you can add all these other ones: live chat, chat widget, GBP, Facebook, Instagram. Then we have AI bot trial. Your AI bot is ready for trial. Ask it questions based on your training data. So we could set that up and practice and see how much information it has and then how well it responds to questions it's being asked. Advanced settings, business name, you can add that here. Autopilot mode, wait time before responding, you can set that up here under minutes or seconds. Maximum messages a bot can send to a contact, it looks like it's defaulted to 10. So that here it says the bot will go to sleep for the contact if this limit is reached in that conversation. To reactivate the bot again, mark the conversation as read. Then we have send bot to sleep when I send a message manually or through workflow. So then we can set the timing on that, and then of course the pricing on that is there. It looks like the current plan is 2 cents per response, or you can upgrade to an unlimited plan, which is $99 a month. And then this is the bot trial that it wanted you to go over to, where you can do general question, reset conversation, you can send messages and test it out. Bot training, this is where you can have it crawl different URLs, right, for information. So if you have your website, you want to crawl your website for all the information your website has. So if someone asks a question about your business and it's on your website, the bot will answer it with the information from your website. And we can also do other things like customize bot responses, include FAQs to train the bot to handle missing information to a question. So you can add those there too, which is really nice. Add URLs with a path, add all URL in this domain or exact URL, so you can choose all three of those options. And then configure intents, it says support and general question and answer. So when they have that enabled. And then appointment booking is disabled. If an appointment is already confirmed for a contact, the intent switches to general support for that specific contact. Pick a calendar, so you can choose your calendar there as well. And then, of course, we can do conversation flow. The AI bot will ask in the below information before sharing the booking link for the contacts. We can add that if we want to. So a lot of that is for booking appointments. So that's Conversation AI. The next thing we have is email services. By default, you are connected to a default provider, which is Marketing Engines A.I. It's not showing here because we're in the Vegas Tech Group account, so we're using our Vegas Tech Group as our email system provider. But what you would do is click on Add Service, and you can add a different SMTP if you want to. So if you have your own for Gmail, Yahoo Mail, or SendGrid or other, you can add it here. If I select it, you can choose different email password, etc. that you need. If you want to add a new sending domain, then what is listed there by default in your account, which should be marketingengineai.com, you want to click on dedicated domain and IP, and then what you want to do is click on add domain, and then you want to put in the domain like you saw for mine, which is mg.marketingservicesai.com, or what you just saw here, which was vtgllc.vegastechgroup.com or something like that. So you want to give it a subdomain with your primary domain, and then add and verify. It'll walk you through all the DNS settings you need to get that set up. Okay, so I'll have a separate video that walks you through all of that in detail, but that's how it works. And then we have phone numbers. And so under phone numbers, same thing. If you want to add a phone number, click the blue button, add phone number. It'll add a phone number, and then it'll ask you to make sure you're A2P 10 DLC compliant. So you have to follow all of that. So you have to go through the step-by-step on that, which I also have done in a separate video for you. But you can do things in here with the phone number, like forward it and add whispers and everything else to the phone number. Then we have WhatsApp, which is in beta, it says, which I have never used, so you do have to pay to use that. We have reputation management, which we were in before with Reviews AI primarily, and then other things below that that we walked through in the video about reputation. Then under other settings, we have custom fields. This is where you can add any additional custom fields you may need. We kind of did some of that inside of the survey video or the forums video. But you can add more fields under custom fields here. And then under custom values, you can also add custom values, right? So you can create a value, a custom value, which is basically just a placeholder in the database for some kind of whatever it is. So if I said new custom value, I want to give it a name, I give it a value, and I can put it into a folder if I want to. And then you can use these custom values in different places throughout your account to pull the data or information in. So that's the value would be over here. Right now, none of these have any values. That's why you see the name of it. You see the key for it to be used anywhere you want inside of your account for the most part. But then the value is blank because there's not actually something in it. Like hiring company, for instance, does not have. If I edit custom value, there is no value. So we'd have to add the value, and then it would show up over there on the right-hand side. Manage scoring. This is where you can set up your scoring for everything you can do. It says the score profile uses predefined rules to measure how engaged contacts are with the platform. This will provide valuable insights into each contact's interaction and participation. Use the score builder to add, subtract scores in a profile and publish it to make it live. So you can add rules, but by default they have like if an email is open, we add 1 point. If an appointment status is confirmed, we add a point. If contact reply and contact has tag, and I don't know what this tag is, then add a point. If contact booked appointment and in calendar, and then of course by default it's got Vegas Tech Group, add a point. And we can modify these, like if I want to modify this one, I could change this tag here to some other tag, right, that I wanted to track to actually score. If I want to save it, I just update it. If I want to add points or add or subtract, I can change it there and then hit cancel. So it's 1 point per thing by default. If I add a new rule, same thing. It says if action is, and we just decide what the action is going to be, like payment received or something, then we could say payment status or source. So payment status is success. So that means the payment was received successfully. We want to give it a point. We can click save. And now every time we receive a payment from someone, they get an extra point on that. And all this is for engagement scoring. Next one here we have is domains. So where you set up all your domains. If you want to add a new domain, click add. Start typing in a domain. You can add it manually, or you can add all the you can have it added automatically with certain providers. With Namecheap, it doesn't add it automatically. You got to add it manually, and that's the one I recommend you use. Then we have media. We talked about that before. So you click this green button to go to open the media. We have URL redirects, of course, that we talked about previously too. This is where you can find them and set those up. Integrations, this is where you're going to connect to your Google account, your Google business profile, your Facebook and Instagram account. If you want to connect to QuickBooks, you can do that. Connect to your Clio account, connect to Stripe, connect to Shopify, connect to TikTok, to LinkedIn and Slack, and they keep adding more and more integrations. Conversation providers, view a list of conversation custom providers added to your account here. I don't think there are any in here, that's why it's blank. Then we have tags. This is where you can add tags or remove tags or find tags that you may have already created, etc. Under labs, which is new, this is their beta program. Multiple dashboards. This is where you can turn things on, like new workflow builder. It says it's enabling by default in 10 days, but I can turn it on early here, or it says here live in 26 days on the 31st. Bulk email verification, that's on. My profile version 2 is on. My staff page I don't have on. I could turn it on if I want to, like that. Brand new funnel builder, website builder, looks like it's already enabled. New message composer is on. Custom values folders is on. That was something new. Appointment booking widget. It looks like calendar widget, continue button replacement. We're jazzed the things with, it says we've jazzed things up a bit in the calendar widget and moved the continue button, now called select, to a new spot. So you can turn that on early. Standalone, create standalone tasks. We can turn that on. Payments and customer LTV available in the contacts page. That's on. Lost reasons for opportunities. That's on. Payments in forms. So if we want to add payments and forms, we can turn that on. So these are all new things in the lab, which is cool. It's like the beta program. So you can test things out. You can turn all that on and off there. Audit logs. We'll move on to that. So this is where you can see everything that's happened inside of your account from the history, from the beginning of time up through the last second. And you can see all the people, what they've done, why they've done it, what's happening under module, action, done by, date and time. You can view further details. You can view this in the last 60 days, last week, last month, this month, etc. All the actions. You can search all through all that. And then finally we have companies. This is view and manage all settings related to a company. It says create and associate companies with contacts. So associate contacts with companies based on contacts business name field. So if you want to do that, you can check that, and then retroactively create company records for existing contacts. The system will begin creating company records and associating existing contacts based on their business name value or field value. So you can choose to do that yes or no if you want. So in this case, I'm just going to hit no, and I'm going to leave it on check for now. But that pretty much sums up all of the settings. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll do my best to answer them in a timely manner. And with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you real soon. Take care.